So I'm often asked about resale. What are my thoughts on it as part of the consideration process? What are some of the brands that I would recommend, some of the products that I would recommend? I'm not the right person to ask. Here's why. Hello, and the warmest of welcomes to today's video. For those of you who haven't seen my face before, hi, I'm Nick, glad to have you here. Those who have seen my face before, thank you so much for joining me again. I hope you're enjoying my videos. I put out videos roughly 3 times a week on a range of different topics, anywhere from fashion, slightly more personal topics. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, then please do head down, hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell. I love chatting with you all. I'm all about living life loud, and what that means to me is being your authentic self, being proud to be you, and just celebrating who you are. Celebrate yourself and, of course, celebrating others. So, let's talk about resale. I get asked, like I said in the intro, a little bit about resale, some of my recommendations. I am not the right person to ask. I will be honest, there are so many other YouTubers who really consider resale as part of their purchase process. They do a lot of research on the bags that hold their value and the brands that hold their value. So if you're interested in it as a topic, I would say go and check them out first and foremost. But before you click off, let me just quickly share with you why I don't consider resale, okay? Because there is a reason behind it. Now, I of course know that there are products that hold their value. I know that there are products that go up in value across a range of categories, be it a handbag, a piece of jewelry, a watch, a fine wine, a luxury car. You know, there are lots of different products, rare books, you know, lots of products that do go up in value or hold their value. I absolutely get that. And I think that individuals being able to spot those trends, I think it's an art form. I think it's a skill. And it's not a skill that I possess. It's not a skill I desire to possess, but I have a huge amount of respect for individuals that can spot something that is on the up. It's not something that comes into mind for me when I'm considering purchasing products. For me, the fact that I've gone to a luxury derivative of something already means I've gone past the point of utility. I've got a need for something, therefore I'm not just going to try and fill the need. I need the bougie variant of filling that need. You know, all of these here are not because I needed a bag to carry a laptop or a bag to carry my sandwiches and a bottle of water. No. It's because I had a need and I decided to take it up 10 levels in terms of the variation that I wanted in order to do that, because I wanted to overlay personal style and personality and the desire for a brand. The desire for a brand, you know, that's an important one here. I like to carry a designer version of something. I'm okay to admit that. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that every single piece on this shelf is 10 times the quality that I could have got somewhere else. No, it's not. It is not. However, I wanted the Longchamp name, the Mulberry name, the Aspinall name, the Louis Vuitton name attached to the product. And that's worth something to me. It's worth something to me. So I've already gone past the point of utility. So when it comes to purchasing those products, I'm going in knowing I'm already going above and beyond what I need. And the money at that point, for me, is gone. Once I've purchased it, I've spent the money, I've thought about it, I've written it off. I didn't need to go and buy the luxury variant of something. I decided to, and therefore I'm not going in thinking, what if I need to sell it? I feel like I'm already on the back foot if I've gone in with that thought in mind, because I want to go in knowing that I have a specific need to fill. I want it from either a specific brand or a specific style that I know exists, and I want to fall in love with it. And if I fall in love with it, as long as I can afford it, the resale value shouldn't play into that for me, because I'm not going to try and offset the cost. I'm not going to try and think, well, if I buy it for 300 but I can sell it for 150, then technically it's only cost me 150. No, it's costing me 300. Costing me 300. And if I decide that I fall out of love with it and I want to sell it down the line and I can get 50 quid for it because that's the market value, then I'm going to get 50 quid for it. That's the long and short. And I've got a decision to make. Do I keep it? Do I give it away? Do I sell it for the 50 quid? I've got a decision to make at that point. but the money is spent. And whatever I'm getting back, I've then not paid $250 for it. No, I paid $300 and I got $50 for it. Doesn't mean it cost me $250 in my head. Everyone will think about this stuff differently, and that's completely okay. But for me, I go in and the cost is written off. The cost is written off at that point, and it's paid for and it's done. And if I decide to move it on, whatever I can get back for it is just a bonus. You know, is just a bonus. Because I want to fall in love with something. I want to buy it because I love it and because I want it. And because I want to use it. And if I'm sat there thinking, oh, if I get a scratch on that, the value's going to go down. If that gets a little hole in it, the value's going to go down. If my Louboutins get scuffed on the bottom, the value's going to go down. That's life. If you're using things, things can get marked, things can get scuffed, things can get ruined, things can happen. But guess what? It means that you're out living life. It means you're out doing things. It means that you and your trusty companion of a designer bag or a designer shoe or a designer watch or whatever it is you're doing, you're out there living your lives together. You're going for lunch. You're on the train. You're at the beach. You're going on holiday. You're hanging out with friends at a nightclub. You're doing whatever you want to be doing. You're out living your life. And if it gets a little scuff on it, then that's part of the story. That's the way I think about it. That is part of the story. I am looking and I've got pieces here that have a little bit of corner wear here, that have a little scuff there, that have a little mark somewhere else. But they've been used. And therefore I'm not sat there thinking, oh no, that's £50 that's been knocked off the value of it, or that's £300 that's been knocked off the value. I don't want to worry about it. I don't want to think about it. I just don't. I can understand why people think about it, and particularly if you are someone who looks to turn pieces over because you want to enjoy current season, turn it over, move into next season, turn it over, move into next season. I understand that can sometimes just be a way of keeping kind of the pot of money flowing. That's not a way that I think about it. I keep the pieces, and if I don't feel like they suit my style at a moment in time, they just go to the back, and then I'll pull them back out when I feel like they suit me again, or when I feel like I want to use them, or when I feel like the time is right. Or if I really don't think I'm using it, it goes, and I'm just going to lose something. I was very fortunate. I sold a Mulberry bag and I made money on it. I sold a couple of other pieces. I lost money, more than half. I gave other pieces away because I couldn't even be bothered with finding out what they were worth. I didn't think they were going to be worth very much. I knew someone who wanted them, so I gave them to them. That, for me, felt better. Also, another reason why I don't really worry about resale is because I buy a lot pre-loved, so they've already taken the depreciation. I buy a lot at outlet. So realistically, the fact that it's landed in the outlet means that it wasn't that popular to begin with, or they had so much stock of it that everyone who wanted it new has already gone and bought it. So your market becomes a lot smaller. Therefore, it's not, that doesn't then make it more scarce. It just makes it less popular. Less popular items, in the majority of cases, command a lower price. So therefore, I'm never going to get a huge amount back if I've bought an item at outlet, or if I bought it pre-loved. It's already somewhat taken the cost hit on it. You know, my Mulberry that I bought here, I saved £800 off of the RRP. I don't think I would be able to get what I paid for it at outlet. I don't think I could get above that. I might be able to get close to it if I were to flip it now. I'm not going to, but I don't think I would be able to get, you know, more. I don't even think I could get the same. I think I could probably get close. I could probably get $450, I would expect. Maybe with fees, I would walk away with $400, $375, and they might sell it for $450, $500, possibly. But you know, that's the way that these things go. So I don't think I'm going to get that. Also, part of the way I think about it as well, I mentioned how buying pre-loved or buying outlet, it's already somewhat taken the depreciation. Therefore, as someone who benefits from that, as someone who buys from the pre-loved market, I'm not going to get overly upset if then the pieces that I'm putting into the pre-loved market, someone else benefits from the depreciation on. Because I've already benefited over here. I've already made a saving over here in my mind. Therefore, someone else is making a saving. Good for them. Good for them. You know, it's cyclical. We're all helping each other to save money, and we're keeping the pieces moving and going. And that's cool. That's cool. I also don't want to pay more for something than I would have paid if I'd have bought it new myself. And I know that sometimes that's because you can't buy the piece. You know, take an Hermes bag, not everyone can buy one. Brand new from the boutique. So I completely understand that. Or you might have missed the piece because it was part of a former collection, which you either missed out on or maybe didn't have the funds available, or you weren't buying luxury at the time. So that's completely understandable too. But I think that's, again, just because you love the item. And I think that the resale market is a fantastic, fantastic thing. I have put items into the resale market myself. Like I said, I just don't really consider the value of what that's going to be when I come to put them into the market. It's whatever it is, you know, ultimately. If I've enjoyed the product and I've got the value out of that, be through using it, be through it being a decorative value, then fine. Whatever I can get back for it, I can get back for it, and I hope whoever picks it up loves it. I'm just not sat there thinking, am I going to be able to get my money back out of it? As far as I'm concerned, it's written off. It's done. I'm going to enjoy them. If one happens to get scuffs and scrapes on it, it happens to get scuffs and scrapes. That's the way life works sometimes. You know, things can happen. Things can get marked. Things can get scraped. Things can get damaged. You want to avoid that as much as you possibly can, but I'm certainly not going to do that at the expense of using an item or using it in circumstances that I feel like it would be well suited. I was out last weekend in torrential rain using my Mock Croc Bayswater. I got caught in a rainstorm. What was I supposed to do about it? It was getting absolutely chucked down on. The silk scarf was dripping. I had the charm on it. The interior was getting soaked. What was I supposed to do about it? Nothing. Nothing. I came back, left it open, let it dry, did the best that it could, and it seems fine now. Had it have, you know, taken a day or two extra to dry, would I have been that upset about it? No, I'd have just let it do its thing. And it would have just been, that's the way that life goes. That was just the circumstances. I live in the UK. It chucked it down. It happens. That's that. I don't want to be sat there thinking I've just knocked £1,000 off the value of it. Not that there would have been £1,000 of value in that Bayswater, let me be clear. But, you know, or £100 of value, £50 of value. I don't want to be sat there feeling like it's getting minus signs against it because of how I'm using it. I'm using it, I'm loving it, I'm making the most of it. That's the way I think about all these things. I'm not going to think if I scuff my Louboutins, they're going to be worth less. No, I'm going to use them. I'm going to use them. And hey, if I ever come to a point where I want to sell them or need to sell them, then I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But I'll go in with my eyes wide open that resale value is not important to me, and I'll get back whatever I can. So there we have it, everyone. That's my thought. A little bit of a waffly video, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much as always for watching. I look forward to seeing you in my next one. Take care, everyone. Bye now. Mwah.